Shiraki with Equity Real Estate and Utah Home Sweet Home. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you a question I get asked all the time when I'm helping clients buy a investment property or buy a house, buy a property in general. The question that I get asked is, should I be buying this property in my personal name or an LLC or a corporation or a trust or any of those other entities? And one way to look at it that can help you understand if you're going to have to buy it in your own personal name is the loan that you're getting to buy the house based off of your personal income, your personal credit score, your personal debt to income ratio? Because if it is, then that loan has to be issued to you personally. You are going to be the buyer. Basically, if you have an entity like an LLC that has no credit history, no income history, then a bank's most likely not going to loan to that LLC, but they will loan to your history of income, your history of debt to income ratio, your credit score. So if you're accessing a loan based off of your personal income, then by default you will be purchasing that property under your own name. But let's assume that you have the luxury of paying cash for this property and you don't have to get a loan. So then what are the entities that you're going to want to consider to buy your property in? Now, a quick disclaimer before I start to share my opinion and my thoughts on this is I am not a real estate attorney. I'm a licensed real estate agent and a real estate investor who has purchased multiple houses that have multiple experiences in setting up different entity structures, depending if I'm partnering with an individual, depending if it's a fix and flip, depending if it's a buy and hold, depending if there's more than one partner, depending on the scenario that we're implementing on that particular transaction will depend on the type of entity I will use. So again, quick disclaimer, I am not a real estate attorney, but I do work hand in hand with my real estate attorney who advises me on the types of entities that I should use, which are the entities that I do use. So based off of my business model, we'll use S corporations, LLCs, and trusts. And these are the types of entities that we will implement depending on if we're buying and holding, depending on if we're fixing and flipping, depending if we've got partners involved. And this would be a good way to start a conversation with your real estate attorney. You're going to want to sit down with your real estate attorney, explain to them your personal situation, explain to them your goals with that property, if you're going to flip it, if you're going to keep it as a rental, and basically how you've structured that deal. And from there, your real estate attorney would be able to best advise you for your specific situation on the best entity to purchase or the best entity to utilize to purchase that investment property or that property in general. It doesn't have to be an investment property. Maybe you're going to live in it. And so it's not an investment property, it's owner-occupied property. Again, you're going to want to sit down with your attorney to discuss what are going to be the best options based off of how that deal is structured. So for me, as I mentioned, based off of my advice from my attorney, we like to use LLCs, S corps, and trusts. But again, disclaimer, I am not a real estate attorney, so you're going to want to sit down with your real estate attorney because every individual situation is different and every scenario on every property you purchase is different. So we will utilize those three types of entities. And again, that's simply off the advice of my attorney. So hopefully this is helpful, kind of gives you a head start on how to think about approaching your attorney on what type of entities you might want to be considering. And I hope you guys found this video helpful. I hope you like this video. If you do, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you have questions for me, please feel free to put them in the comment section below. But again, I am not an attorney, so try and save those legal questions that you may have for an attorney, since I'm only a licensed real estate agent and a real estate investor. I cannot answer legal questions and give legal advice. But feel free to ask any questions down below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for other great real estate tips. And I want to thank you so very much for watching. Again, it's Yoshi Shiraki with Utah Home Sweet Home.